What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the greatest combat sports and culture show in the entire universe, the Fight Podcast. I'm your host, SERG, VICENTE, and today's a special day. It's a really special day. It's a special episode because it is episode 300. 300 episodes here of the Fight Podcast, and you know what I'm going to do for that? We're going to bring a lot of friends on today. We're going to bring some people that have been here with us from the very beginning, and who better to start this show off with? Who is more deserving to starting this show off than the first lady of the Fight Podcast, the person that's been here with me since the very beginning, the producer on the show. That's the producer on the track. I am talking none other than the first lady of the Fight Podcast, my love, NATASHA FOROUZANNIA. Baby, welcome to the Fight Podcast. Your first appearance on the Fight Podcast.
I know. It just took 300 episodes. I'm just kidding. I'm totally happy being behind the scenes. And this is just so amazing. And you really put in the work and the reps to hit 300 episodes. And I'm so proud of you. And it's been a journey. And it's been actually very fun and rewarding. So I'm proud of you.
I appreciate you, baby. Well, look, I'm proud of you. You're just as much of a part of this show as I am. You're the producer. For those who do not know, you're the one that does all the graphics for the Fight Podcast. You're the one who helps out all the social media stuff. That's Tosh. That's producer Tosh.
What you see right now.
You know what I'm saying? All that, this up here, that stuff down there, that's all Tosh. Okay, so I don't have that skill. I'm just the talent here, guys. But look, I wanted to have you on today just to celebrate 300 episodes, because this hasn't just been a show that's been about fights. We've talked about everything, freaking social justice, and you know what I'm saying, we just a lot of fun having you on here doing this. What has for you, and I'm just asking you, what has the last few years doing this show been like for you, and how, just the development of it? What have you seen the growth be like in the last few years?
Oh, well, I would say personally, it really has helped me grow as an artist in a way, because it has given me the artistic freedom to kind of explore my voice within graphic design and kind of bring the energy that you bring to it, bring it to life. You truly are the inspiration for all of the graphics that I do, and you're the engine to this whole thing. So it's been great collaborating with you and just being able to play a little bit, because the stakes are pretty low because it's our baby.
Seriously.
So it's definitely rewarding in that way, just to have that artistic freedom. And we know we don't report to anyone but me and you. So it's been really nice. Yeah. And I think to see you grow too, because my background, I'm an actor, so I'm really familiar with on-camera works and just all
the stuff that you do with that.
Yeah,
I can't even, it's so much. You know, and I So for me, seeing you as talent, as to see you as the talent and how you've grown and how you've really polished up your skill set, and how you've just become this fearless, really professional level, high level media personality, has been really, really beautiful to see. And that's why I kind of just don't get in the way of whatever you want to do with this, because you really have you just shine through so strongly, and that's been beautiful. Well, I appreciate you saying that. It's funny because for those listening, when I do mess up or I do repeat, I used to have a really bad habit of saying man. Tosh jumps all over me when I'm doing those things. She makes sure and I'm telling you, every time I catch myself about to say it, I just think about Tosh in the back of my head telling me, hey, but it's been a great partnership with this, and being able to kind of create this together and bounce ideas off you. And the cool thing is, even though you haven't been, like I said, the biggest of combat sports fans out there, but you have, grown with the sport. You understand. And it's funny, Tosh doesn't watch it all the time, but she knows exactly what's going on at all times. And even to the point, UFC 264 that happened this past weekend, guess who was watching the main event right there with me? First Lady Fight Podcast,
watching right when Conor snapped his joint. Tosh was sitting there diving off to the side. Ah, no.
Yeah, I mean, it's
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say
ahead,
it's
please.
very unfortunate that like I don't mess with violence like that, you know what I'm saying? But I support what you want to do, which I think is really important. And I think that's like really important for just couples that end up working together. Like you don't have to be like, I don't have to be obsessed with the MMA to still be able to help you cultivate like a career behind it. But I do feel like I know a lot about what's going on just because, you know, like sometimes just be like, hey, can I just vent about this real quick? And you just go through the whole thing and I hear the whole story and like get kind of all sides. And then I ask the questions that need to be asked. And like, you know, so like I entertain you with it, but definitely not a huge fan myself.
No, look, I appreciate it. I appreciate that you have always given me the freedom to go out here and consume as much combat sports content as I do, because I'm sure, because I know some, you know, partners aren't, when their partner is watching a sport of some sort or something all the time, it can be a bit much. It can even be a bit overwhelming. But you have been so supportive the whole time, all 300 episodes. You know, you do. You're good.
Yeah,
you know, you let me do what I do. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, but you're also like a weirdo. Like, people don't understand. Like, they probably think that you want to have like the fights are on and you want to have like a fight night, and that's like the only thing you're focusing on. Like, absolutely not. You'll literally be watching fights on your cell phone, and we'll be watching a movie or something. So like, it's not that invasive. Like, I feel like people who have like boyfriends that are obsessed with football, it's like takes over their house and the TV and all of that. But like, you're pretty good with like finding that balance. So thank you for that as well.
I do appreciate it. Well, let me ask you this, because you were one of the reasons why we ended up starting the show, because literally we're actually coming up on 4 years now, which is really crazy to say it out loud. But for almost 4 years into the show, we've been doing this. And you were the one that really told me when we first started dating way back when, hey, dude, if you could ever figure out how to make money talking about fights or doing something with fights, you'll take off. See, what is it that you saw then that you knew that we can make this happen?
I think that's your destiny. Like, I'm like pretty into the woo-woo, so like when you find the thing that you have an endless amount of energy towards, it probably has a really strong destiny connection with you. And like, I met you through the combat sports space in general. Like, you were a combat trainer for a project TV show that we were working on that didn't happen, but our love happened. So it was
right.
The stars were aligned in that way. But so for me, I've only known you as someone who's been extremely passionate about combat sports. So it felt like, you know, I saw you working on all these other things when we first started dating, but it felt like, yo, like, why are you even wasting your time? Like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Just like figure out what your place is in this industry. And you're an encyclopedia. You are. So
we're working on it.
So much knowledge. No, you really know so much. And like, this is how your brain works. Like you have such high emotional connections to every single fight that you see, that you are able to remember so many specifics, and it's impressive. So like, to see how that was just such a natural thing for you, it felt like this was like a big part of what you're supposed to do for the rest of your life, because you're so passionate about it. You have so much fun dealing with anything that has to do with it. And it's just like, you have this endless well of energy. And I think that's what it's all about, is like finding the thing that provides the endless well of like passionate energy, and just monetize that. Why work for someone else?
Let them know. Well, look, it has been, this journey has been great. It's been amazing to do it with you. And that's really why I wanted you just to come on at least for a minute, because again, she's the producer on the track. You know what I'm saying? She's, you know, you're there. And we always mention, you know, the first lady of the Fight podcast, you know, Tosh, and I wanted to have you on, show her about who you were, and just thank you for everything that you've done, you know, for in the last 4 years in building this and helping out with this. And because the show is just as much a part of you as is a part of me. And thank you so much for everything that you've done, babe. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. And like, shout out to you for the commitment. What the fuck? 300.
We do this shit. 300, and we're not stopping yet.
Like, that is some serious dedication. A lot of people can never say that they've dedicated 300 reps of anything in their life. So like, that's amazing. Like, shout out to you for having like the grit and the just drive. Like, that alone is so honorable. So like, I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm so happy. Like, honestly, I always tell you, I'm like this. Like, I'm not shaking. My shit is like calm when it comes to you with this stuff, because it really does feel like it's such a part of like what you're supposed to be doing. And it's only the beginning, even though it's 300.
300, but it's still only the beginning. Yeah.
I said, we have ways. Like, be patient. You know, you got to put those reps in yourself. You got to learn everything yourself. It's a lot when you do it on your own. So, but you've been putting in the work. So shout out to you. You should be really proud of this. And, you know, if you want to get takeout tonight, I'll buy. So, but no, for real, like, if you want to do something to celebrate, I got you, you know. And no, it's just amazing. Like, you really have something here, and I can't wait to see what happens for you.
Well, baby,
and me, as producer.
Yeah, both of us. Heck yeah, producer Tosh, she's the producer on the track. You know, look, it is, like I said, it's been phenomenal. And who knew the first time, for the little quick story before we get Tosh out of here, and baby, thank you for your time and being on for a little bit. But when we first started dating, I was like, yo, I'm gonna take Tosh to a fight, you know, show her what I like and stuff. And we went to Buffalo Wild Wings. We were going to B-Dubs. Oh man, you want to talk about another one? I was showing it from the grit that my baby has to stay with it and let me keep doing my thing.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Look, comes in the fight. She sees what was happening, and it was one of those first fights. She was like, "Is it bloody?" Not really. Sometimes, but never. Not like that, right? I swear to you, the first minutes that she was in there, somebody cracked somebody, and they were leaking all over the octagon. Tosh told me, "Look, man, I'm gonna wait in the car." It was the beginning of the card. She waited for me for the next 2 hours. When I got outside, she's like, "Look, dog, I'm happy that you have this hard pass."
Like, it's cool. I don't have to be a part of it. I don't I didn't make you go to all of the comedy shows I ever went to or something for my own work. But yeah, that was rough. And I spent that whole 2 hours trying not to faint. But well, look, I can fuck with boxing.
You've come a long way.
I can fuck with boxing way more.
Yeah, so. and we watch all the boxing together. Yeah. And like I said, the big MMA fights, the First Lady Fight Podcast watches them with me. She absolutely does. Baby, thank you for coming on. Love you.
Yeah,
thanks
love
for
you
like I said. And what I said, we have to actually have the producer come on a little bit more regularly than we do. So we might have to have you come on from time to time. It can't be another 300. But baby, I appreciate you. I love you. And here's to another 300.
Yeah, seriously, I love you too. I'm so proud of you. And keep going. You know, we're not gonna stop.
Not gonna stop. All right, guys. Well, look, and real quick before we get you out of here, baby, tell the people where they can find you. Where can they find the Tosh?
Whew. Okay, so I guess Instagram or my website is natashaf.com. My Instagram is my full name, which is very long, so I don't know, but it's at Natasha, Natasha, and my last name is Forouzannia, which is Forouzannia. Or you can just stalk me somehow. I don't know. I'll be on there. But
don't do that. Don't you stalk her.
Okay, please.
Don't
do that please shit. Don't stalk me.
Don't you do that shit. Baby, thank you for coming on, Mama. I appreciate you. All right, everybody. The First Lady of the Fight Podcast, Natasha. Thanks, baby. There we go. All right. So happy to get her on. Dude, like I said, she is, we talk about her all the time. And it was great to finally get her on 300. We got to do it more regularly than that. But all right, let's rolling right along because we have some stuff to get into. Some other friends coming on the show. I'm bringing these next two guests on. They're great friends of mine. And it's amazing because throughout this journey, I've met some amazing people. And it's crazy that the people that I have met while doing this show have truly started becoming some of my best friends in the world. And I'm so grateful for that. So I'm happy that these two gentlemen are jumping on the show right now. First person I'm bringing on is my brother from another. I am talking about the guru, B-Cam, brother. Welcome to the Fight Pod.
Episode 300. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Yo, had to get you on, man. And
would not miss it.
Dude, I'm so grateful to have you on, man. I want to get your thoughts in a moment. But before we get you on, I got to bring my other brother on, coming on the show today. You know him from the Mystic Hour. You know him from Café con Leche. I am talking about my brother, the Cuban Missile Crisis himself, Nick Marcus, brother. What's up, man? Welcome to episode 3.
What an introduction. What a great introduction, man. Let me tell you, you're a great hype, man. Let me tell you. What better host to have than Serge Vicente? And what a great honor it is to be here, man, on the 300th episode. I mean, this is amazing. It's great. It's only my second episode. I mean, I feel kind of bad that, we waited 200. I got an episode before Tosh got in, but, by the way, I enjoyed those stories so much. I enjoyed those stories. Let me tell you something, because I honestly, at least I can empathize with you guys, because honestly, there's no telling how far you can go with the right person beside you. And I'm just so happy to see you guys, collaborating in this, and her supporting you and you supporting her. Obviously, the fantastic graphics that you got going on. Anytime you guys make your post, I mean, it's really beauty and brains all together. And honestly, man, I'm happy for you both.
I appreciate you, man. B, my brother, you have been with me for fucking 2 years, bro.
Hey, if it's one thing that Sergio gonna do, he gonna give you that intro. he gonna drop a cold intro for you.
Shit, I was gonna say, I wish I had him at my wedding. God damn, I would have definitely had more spunk to my introduction there.
I mean, I'm magic ceremony jobs. You can hire Sergio.
See, let everybody know that's what it is, man. Y'all need somebody, a hype man before the show. I got you. I'll let y'all know. But B, man, brother, I also have to thank you, man. Bro, you've been with me for 2 years. We've been doing this, and we met literally doing the show. And we have really formed a friendship and a bond through this. Fam, I talk to you more than I talk to my brother. Like, bullshit you not. Like, we talk like every fucking day damn near. You know what I'm saying? So, gentlemen, both you guys have both, like I said, have been a part of this journey. And we'll have a couple people possibly trickling in throughout, man. But I'm glad you guys are here. And look, this is going to be open forum. This is going to be some fun shit talk. We can talk about whatever the fuck you want. We can talk about shit way back in the 300 episodes. We could talk about Brothers in Combat. We can talk about all the wild shit that we've done together. We can talk all about collaborations. And, gentlemen, we have some fight shit to talk about too. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to throw it to you guys. I'm going to start with B. For yourself, what has the experience been for you in this last this last 2 years and growing with the show?
2 years. I mean, what has the experience been? I've definitely gained a friend, a brother in, Sergio, and gotten to meet a ton of dope ass dudes. Like, it's my first time being able to meet Nick, but anywhere from E to Mystic to what is it? Aldrich, yeah. To Aldrich, like, got to meet some dope people, and I get to do, while Sergio loves this, I love doing this as well. I always say that boxing, what I like doing about the podcast is, like, Sergio is trying to grow it, but, like, even if no one ever listened, like, I would still do this because I can't just go to anybody and talk boxing. Like, it's not like the NBA or the NFL where you can just go to the barbershop and have a conversation with anybody about LeBron James, the Bucks in the finals, the Suns, whatever. It's different. It's a very niche sport with a very niche audience of, like, hardcore fans. So being able to come here and talk and do what I want to do anyway, I mean, I have a great time. So the 2 years for me has been a lot of fun. I've definitely grown in my position on the podcast. I've grown in my abilities and my ability to communicate. So I just have fun. I come here every week, have fun. I'm like in my second city. So are you? Second city, like
so
fifth home.
Ain't that some shit, bro? We're both in this, like, our second city since we started this show.
Yeah. I'm in like my third spot. My third spot.
Crazy.
So yeah, it's been a great ride. I always say thank you at the end of every episode and salute you, because I'm so appreciative to be here and that you allow me to be a part of this every single week. Whether it's, chopping it up about, for me, casuals on the MMA side or hardcore boxing shit. Like, I love it. Let's keep doing it. 300.
Oh, 600, we will.
And then, let's get paid.
Shit, 12 you let them know. Let them know. Speak that shit into the universe. We gonna make that shit happen. Nick, fam, you and I have known each other, and it's funny. I was thinking about it. It's literally been like a year and a half, damn near, since we've known each other at this point in time. Little over a year. Because we met literally at the beginning of the pandemic. It was like not March. Yeah, it was like April or like May, last maybe? June, like April. Yeah, it was like April, May last year when we all met and stuff. And it's been great to have a community of dudes that are just quality individuals that really fuck with fights. Because you guys both know, as you both know, you can both speak on this, how you can't talk fighting with everybody as much as you might want to. You can't. Because you have people out there, dude. And I'm gonna ask you. Let's get into the shits, fam. This past weekend, obviously, it was the McGregor, Poirier UFC 264. And here's the thing: both of y'all sometimes call yourselves casuals. You're not casuals anymore, gentlemen. You both speak on podcasts about this shit on a consistent basis. Can't be casual anymore. It's just what the fuck it is. That's what we do. We talk about this. So the fact that we're in here, you guys have seen it. I know we all saw the fights this weekend. Let's just jump into it. And again, open forum, barbershop convo. Gentlemen, thoughts, UFC 264 aftermath. Because we've already talked about the fight. We can get into the fights, but the aftermath. Everything's been going on with McGregor and things like that. How do you guys feel he is currently being perceived by the general public at this point in time? And second part of that, do you guys actually believe that he's done?
So number one, how is he being perceived by the general public? I'm not sure if he's being perceived any differently than he was before. I think we keep throwing around this word. Some of the casual fans that were still on his bandwagon,
we can definitely throw that word around.
Maybe just not for you more, maybe a bit more convinced right now where his actual standing is, as opposed to beat anybody. Like, he can't. He's human. He can lose. And a guy like Dustin Poirier, who's in the prime of his career, is just Conor McGregor at this point in time is not going to beat that guy. And I think a lot of the Conor fans had a harsh, yet very real realization on Saturday night. So I'm not sure if his perception has changed at all. If you liked the antics before, I don't know why you jump off the bandwagon now, because this is who Conor McGregor has been, no matter how nasty or appalling you might feel about his comments. This is just who he's been throughout his career. So if you've been with him, then you probably love that shit. I'm not sure if his perception has changed anymore, aside from people realizing that he's just not that guy anymore. He'll probably still be a draw, but, you can have a Adrian Bronner moment. You can watch Adrian Bronner fight, but you're not convinced that he's that guy anymore. And so that's just where we're at with Conor McGregor at this point in time. What's the other part of the question? It's outside of perception.
I was saying, do you think he's done? But real quick, it's so funny. Adrian Bronner gets talked about on our show so much. We bring him up, but you know what? It's funny you say it, because it does remind me of the Conor McGregor thing. Win, lose, or draw, people care. And they want to talk about these dudes. So it's wild. Second part of the question, though, was, do you think he's done? At least, is he done as an elite fighter in the... Let me rephrase that. Is he done in terms of a title contender?
As far as... How old is McGregor, Serge?
32.
He's only 32.
Yeah. As far as MMA is concerned, I think fighters can sometimes find a MMA prime in their later years. Sometimes MMA fighters can go to 35, 36, 37, and now they're finally pulling a skill set together that they didn't necessarily have earlier in their career. Their wrestling gets a little bit better. Their striking gets a little bit better. Right. And they're just able to put it together a little bit better at this age, even though physically they're not in their prime anymore. And so with MMA, while it's very easy to say that Conor's done, given the eye test, the fact that, you know, is he going to come back to the sport? Is he going to fight back from this? But I mean, it's MMA. If Conor McGregor wants to dedicate himself to the sport, I don't think he has to be done. And I think he can still find a way to get back to that championship level. It's just up to him if he wants to put in that work. And, you know, RIP to the great Marvin Hagler. You know, it's hard to work when you got that money in the bank.
There was some silk sheets, boy. Sleeping in them silk sheets, as he said. It is. So, Nick, what do you think about it? And you and I discussed this a little bit, you know, on the show, but also, you know, via the plethora of text messages all of us have and all the group chats and shits. Exactly. You know, yo, for first of all, people, like all of both group chats I'm in with you guys, I need a show just of this group. If they knew the quality entertainment that was in these group chats, we'd be getting paid.
Not just quality, but quantity. Because let me tell you, sometimes I'm away from my phone for about maybe 20 minutes to half an hour, and I come back and there's like 24 to 48 messages that I gotta catch up on, man. And it's exhausting. I'm not gonna lie. It's like a CVS receipt. I swear, like I feel like I'm never getting to the end of it. But
you gotta cut your losses sometimes.
What's that?
You gotta cut your losses sometimes. Sometimes I just miss it.
Yeah, sometimes, what it is. Sometimes when I see the amount of things that I missed or that I have to read, I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna tap on this one. I'm just gonna wait for the next one to come out and everything.
You know when I know it's bad? When I miss it, but all of a sudden I look up and there's like 4 voice messages in that. I'm like, oh God, shit. Yes.
Yeah, because now I gotta stop and listen and everything, and it's just like, oh shit, what?
It looks all awkward, whatnot. I'm in here like, what? Wait, hold on a second. I gotta hear what this dude said about this nonsense.
I'm out in public and shit. Yeah, exactly. You gotta put it close to your ear, because you know you don't want to be that person just blasting your shit out loud. But I guess to go back to your question, I think there's 3 people that I don't think he's done in the sense of. But I mean, what was your question? Is he done on a?
I said in terms of being a championship contender, do you believe he's done?
I don't think he is, because I feel that so long as McGregor's involved, he's always going to have that opportunity because of the entertainment factor that he brings in. There's 3 guys that people are always going to tune in for, and that they haven't had a great record lately. And that's, I feel, Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor, and Jorge Masvidal. You know, those are people that are, you know, obviously recently they haven't been great with their results, but people are still going to tune in no matter what. So long as people tuning in to see those guys, whether they deserve a title shot or not, doesn't necessarily determine whether they will or will not get it. Because I mean, at the same time, Dana's gonna want to put together any spectacle to obviously make more money. At the end of the day, he's a businessman, and I mean, who's to say that, like, if Conor had beaten Dustin this past weekend, that some people might have felt like, well, you know, why should Conor get the title fight right away with Charles Oliveira? Shouldn't he have to go through maybe some of the other people like Gaethje or whatnot before he goes to that? But I mean, like I said, there's always going to be, you know, ifs and buts and things like that. But I feel like he's always going to be relevant so long as he wants to be. And as far as talent-wise, I think it's just a matter of, I think he just needs to get his mind right. You know, he looks incredibly fit. I know that he's never missing weight or anything like that. But there's definitely something there. I feel that, like, maybe he's adding some pressure that is unnecessary, or it could be the silk sheets like you guys were talking about. You know,
or he's just not good at 55. Maybe his prime was at 145 and in 2014, 15, and 16, because he's ass at lightweight. But before I have another guest coming on, this is another guy I'm happy to have on at episode 300, because he's somebody whom, again, I met through the show. Somebody who has been a dedicated, you know, fan and listener of the show, and ended up being one of my favorite meme buddies. And I talk to him all the damn time. Dude, I'm trying to bring you on the show, and all of a sudden he just disappeared. Well, when we popped back up, after I was trying to give him this dope ass intro, he just disappeared. I bring him back on in a second whenever he decides to pop back up. So I take back what I said. Never mind.
Rewind.
Wow, here we go. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can get him. Give me 1 second, gentlemen. So, without further ado, let me bring my brother on, Matty Fox. Matty! What up?
First of all, no one told me we were getting Matt Fox on. Like, no one told me that.
I didn't tell you for a reason, bro. I didn't tell you for a reason.
Surprise. Matt is gonna have to get his internet right eventually, but that was a big surprise. Fucking episode 300 reveal. That was good.
Dog, hey, I didn't tell you for a reason. Man, hold up, brother. We gotta get you. We gotta get your internet right for a second. Hold on. There you go. You hear me?
Hawaii internet, man. It's different.
Matt, you there, bro? Here, we gonna get his internet right in a second.
Did you just say Hawaii? Are we countrywide with this show right now? On episode 300?
Matt lives in Hawaii, bro. He different.
Hey, yeah, here we go. Here we getting them on. We putting another stream up here for him. He's about to pop up in a minute. Don't worry. We got him coming up. Don't worry. I got him coming up.
This show.
Yeah, dude. This is coast to coast and beyond.
And beyond. I was gonna say.
While you're going over that, Nick, I think you made a good point earlier about MMA fans flocking to fighters who just haven't done that well as of lately. And as it pertains to UFC, I guess that was 264 back on Saturday. You get so many people that are flocking to this guy Coutinho, and I was like, he got his whole ass beat. Like, dude, he stood up to 100,000
followers, over 100,000 followers just from them.
He didn't show anything impressive aside from the fact that he can just get beat up.
Durable.
Getting hit that many times. Oh my God, we love this guy. That's pretty impressive too, though. I mean, I'm not saying that talent-wise, that you shouldn't be wild or anything like that. But the fact that he was still standing at the end of it, I mean, I guess that's just sometimes people are gonna tune in for people like that. Like, you know what, fuck this guy. Like, I mean, there's sometimes people that just want to see get beat. I mean, that's actually one of the most entertaining aspects about Nate Diaz. Like I mentioned before, Nate Diaz is an entertaining fighter, not because of the antics that he brings, but because I think you mentioned this, Serge, in one of the episodes. I don't know if it was the last episode we did or one of them, but if there was no time limit on fights, Nate Diaz
would be undefeated.
And so maybe that's something that they maybe perhaps see in, I mean, it's a dumb thing to look for in my opinion, but maybe that's something to see in Moutinho.
But like Nate Diaz can give you hope. Like even at the end of the Leon Edwards fight, he clipped Leon Edwards and you're like, damn, the legend of Nate Diaz continues. But like there was nothing. A buddy with green hair just got his ass beat for 15 minutes. Stop the fight, right?
Got starched. Starched.
Did he end it?
What was that?
No, he didn't. Herb ended it early. Herb ended it with 20 seconds left or something like that, which I don't understand. That fight should have ended in the second round.
No, O'Malley opened up. He was starting to pull out those combinations.
Exactly. O'Malley, like you can tell, it was like he knew it was like 30 seconds left, and he was just like, I need to get this guy out of here. Yeah, he went on overdrive, and I think I mentioned it before on one of the episodes, but what ended up happening was it really reminded me of a boxing stoppage in terms of a dude is just getting off. Yeah, he's not on the ground, but this dude is just getting off. He's not defending himself, and the ref is just, all right, I've seen enough. It's okay. And to Herb Dean's credit, because everybody wants to kill Herb Dean, right? Yes, the fight probably should have stopped in, I would say, the second round. When you seen this dude, just nothing was changing. First round, he didn't get knocked down, so maybe. Second round, when it didn't change and he was just getting drubbed, dog, we got to do something about this. But I'm not mad at him for stopping in the manner he did, because here's the thing. Once we start getting referees starting to think about, I'm going to let this dude go to the judges or whatever. He deserves this last 30 seconds. Well, then the referee isn't doing his job anymore. I always think about it like this. Meldrick Taylor and Julio Cesar Chavez absolutely should have gone to the fucking judges. Meldrick Taylor would have winning the fight. He would have won the fight. But in the last 10 seconds, the ref decides to stop the fight. He stopped it because what was that?
There was a worse one in the last year. I don't remember the guy's names. It was literally 1 second. A guy that dominated the fight. He stood up and ref called the fight.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. So the fact that Herb Dean actually went out there and said, you know what? I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? No, I've seen enough, especially when, dude, the angles Sean started catching that man with. The angles and the sharp. And here's the thing. Y'all forget, Sugar Sean O'Malley can crack. He can actually hit hard. And dude, I don't know if have you guys seen Moutinho's face today? Have you seen him recently?
No.
It's pretty fucked.
Bro, he looked like Buddy on some, hey, you guys. He looked like Buddy from the Goonies.
He looked like Tom Cruise and Vanilla Sky.
Yes, he looks terrible. He looks crazy, and I almost feel bad for him. But all in all, man, the event itself was fantastic. And to answer the question that I asked for everybody earlier in terms of is McGregor done? Yes, Conor McGregor's done. And I'm telling y'all that right now. And here's the thing. Are we going to see him fight again? Yes, we will see him fight. We'll get the Nate Diaz fight. We'll get some other ones. But in terms of having him fight at the highest level, will he fight at the highest level? Dude, Dana White, if Dustin Poirier is the champion at that point in time, after a year and a half off, one win since 2016, he will still give this man who does not deserve a title shot because of what he... And you know what I think about all the time, which is really crazy? Conor McGregor fans and these fans are really hanging their hat on 2015 and 2016. That's what they're looking at. Because let's be honest, he hasn't been consistent in MMA in that point in time. And not only has he not been consistent in MMA at that time, he's been losing. And yes, it's easy for us to go out there and say, yo, but he's losing to the best in the world. He's doing this. Look at how he's losing the fights. You're getting finished. When you get finished, that's a telltale sign of someone is coming to the end of their rope. You can be sitting here getting beat. Prime example, Anthony Pettis is getting beat. Anthony Pettis still isn't getting finished. Granted, do I think Conor McGregor is better than Anthony Pettis at this point in time in their career? Yes, I do. But even with that being said, is Conor McGregor a top 10 lightweight in the world? No, he's not.
He's not top 10?
No, he's not.
I mean,
go through the top 10 in that division, and it's terrible matchups all the way. Dude, think about this. Number 9 is Gregor Giuseppe, right? What will Gregor do to that man on the ground? Just think about that. He ain't going to entertain any of the striking. He's going to cover up, walk straight in, shoot in, and there's going to be nothing that man can do about it. Islam Makhachev destroys Conor McGregor.
Makhachev is a monster.
Dude.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that he would even get these guys? Because my theory is that he wouldn't even get
RDA kills that man.
But I don't think he'll get anybody in the bottom 5 of that top 10, because if he does lose to one of those people, then it really validates the argument that, like, yo, this guy shouldn't be getting title shots, and obviously that's going to hurt Dana's pocket. So that's
here's the thing:
I'm curious to see who he fites next, if he fights next.
If you haven't won a fight, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Conor McGregor will never hurt Dana White's pockets. It just
Are you back, brother? Are you here, bro? Matt, do we got you?
He's like literally on
I think so.
He's driving.
Yo, I hear him.
You guys hear me?
Oh, we hear you.
We hear you. Yeah.
How you doing, my bro? Hey, thank you for joining me on the show, man. I know you're driving around, man. Always a pleasure, bro.
Matt, good to see you, bro.
I stopped for you guys. Thanks for me. Congrats on 300 episodes, dude. That's
brother.
Beautiful.
Well, brother, I appreciate you.
Some of that good old home.
He warned me he had some stuff to do beforehand, so I appreciate Matt's time, man. We're trying to work it out, man, but I appreciate him coming on. Matt, if you can hear me, I want to get your thoughts on this. We're just talking about McGregor in terms of him being a top 10 guy in the UFC's lightweight division. Do you believe he's a legit top 10 guy? Uh-oh.
I think the mic is muted.
Wait, maybe this one. Remove that one. We're going to figure this out eventually. I'm going to get Matt to talk some today. I swear I am. You back? Hey, check it out. I'm going to do a legit show having Matt come on. We're going to do it when he at the crib with some internet. We're going to bring him on with B. It's going to be a good-ass time. So. There we go. I hear you. So, real quick, can you hear me? I want to ask you, do you think that McGregor is a top 10 lightweight right now? Uh-oh. I'm telling you, man, Hawaii, bro. I realized Hawaii must not have that high quality T-Mobile out there, boy.
Yeah, have you seen it on a map? It's literally in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It's crazy how far they are.
Shit.
Dude.
Shit. No, dude, it's but dude, I'm shitty. I can't get them all, man. I really wanted to have Matt on today, but it is what it is. It's all good. B, I was trying to surprise you with that one, fam.
That was a good surprise. I mean, if Matt had good internet, like that would have been legit.
Oh, dude, you know what I'm saying?
I was unexpected.
Occupational hazard, boys.
I gotta get a bigger group chat with you guys.
Yeah, throw Matt in the group chat. Let's do this.
You got me one group chat with E. What about everybody else? What about missing them guys?
I'm gonna throw you in the group chat with everybody else. I throw Matt in that joint too. It's some good conversations in that one, bro. We just be going off.
It really is.
Trying to talk pipes.
Yo, dude, it's nuts. But no, okay. So let me ask y'all this: looking at the landscape of entertainment, we're gonna shift gears slightly. We just saw. I even hate to admit that I'm excited about this. Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley. We just heard the press conference. It was out there, and throughout the press conference, people are feeling different ways. I got half the people saying that they feel like, Woodley won. Other people saying that they think that he's going to get washed and Jake Paul looks legit. From what y'all have seen, what are your thoughts leading into it? Are you guys starting to sway one way or another?
I've swayed. I fucking swayed. I swayed.
Where you at?
I'm on Jake Paul. I'm with Jake Paul.
Oh, no.
I swayed. I definitely swayed.
Yeah.
I mean,
so why? Let us know why.
I'm tired. I'm a huge Tyron Woodley fan. I've watched his performances in the UFC over the past few years. He just doesn't throw. He isn't active enough. So, I know he in his training boxes a little bit more, but just to expect him to, decide in boxing exclusively for a few months and then find his prime again, I don't necessarily know if that's going to happen. I think Jake Paul probably, as almost you would imagine, gets underestimated a lot. But if Tyron Woodley gets clipped, which is very possible, is he going to be able to take Jake Paul's power?
When have we really seen? Only time I've ever seen Tyron Woodley get hurt. Wait, I'm just saying. Only time I've ever seen him get hurt from 4-ounce gloves is versus Vicente Luque, who can crack. All right,
size matters.
Dude, so okay, prime example. I was just had on the show today Clay Collard. Clay Collard, big fan of Clay Collard. He's amazing. Top ranked boxer. He went 5 for 6 in his in 2020 boxing, and then he's wrecking shop in the PFL right now as well. Beat Anthony Pettis.
Did he win his last fight?
He did win his last fight. Now he's ranked number 2. If he wins this one, he fights for the title. He fights for the $1 million, right? Clay Collard said one of the things that he realized in boxing, which was hilarious to him, he was like, dude, and if you guys haven't had an opportunity to check out the episode, it is live right now on YouTube for you guys to check out the Fight Podcast YouTube page. Go ahead, share, subscribe, follow right now. But he on the episode goes out there and says, he's like, the gloves are so big. And he was like, the boxers can't hurt me with their hands just because how big these gloves are. And it just never really affected me in that manner. Now, Clay's a tough fucking dude, right? And I'll give Clay that. But you're right. Size does matter. And those gloves being that much bigger makes it that much more difficult to land any shots. So Tyron Woodley is somebody who always keeps a high guard. You can never really hit. And the only reason he actually got clipped against Vicente Luque is because his UFC career is on the line and he listened to the hype. Now, he might listen to the hype again, or he might do what I've always said, and I've knocked Tyron Woodley, but one thing I've always given him credit for is his high fight IQ. I think he legitimately has high fight IQ, last fight withstanding, and I think that he'll be able to go out there and dictate the pace of the fight. Because here's my only thing. I've never seen Jake Paul get hit in the face in a real fight, okay? He hasn't fought anybody that can actually hurt him. Tyron Woodley can actually hurt him. Tyron Woodley also might be a shorter man, but weight-wise, probably walks around the same as Jake Paul, to be very honest with you. I've seen him in person. I've met him. Tyron Woodley walks around like 210. He's huge. You know what I'm saying? So, and then we have to talk about a guy who has been boxing and performing in combat sports at the highest level for 15 years. So for me, it's still hard for me to sit there and look at Jake Paul and say, what happens when you punch this dude in the face with your best shot and he's still there? I haven't seen that from Jake yet. What happens when Jake gets hurt to the body? I haven't seen that yet. So for me, at this point, it's still hard for me to give it to Jake. But I understand why people do. I do. I get it. Nick, what you think, man? Because we talked about this. We were going on the chat earlier about this shit.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I haven't jumped on this Paul Brothers train or bandwagon, and I'll admit I haven't even seen any of these fights. I don't want to contribute to these fights because I think it's a mockery of what they're making of it. But I will say this: it's not so much my lack of knowledge of Paul as it is my lack of confidence in Woodley. Woodley is one of my all-time favorite fighters, and just his last 5 fights, I feel that he's out of his element, and I feel like he might be out of his element too, going straight just to strictly boxing rather than mixed martial arts. And I feel that, you know, you're going to have some old habits there that are going to perhaps expose you. And I feel that, and I would love to see Tyron Woodley come back and get a win, especially against somebody like Jake Paul and everything like that. I mean, I think the world, with the whole, you know, MMA community would love to see that. But at the same time, I just feel that he's not himself lately. And I think it's, I just think that he's really taking these losses hard, and I think that he is reading too much into the hype, and he's been really active with social media and everything like that. And I feel that, you know, you need to really fixate yourself on being focused with this match, because it might not seem like a serious fight. I mean, to me, it certainly doesn't feel like a serious fight, but I mean, it will have implications as to, and I know that, you know, Tyron Woodley is going to be fine, you know, like he does his things with TMZ and he'll be all right. But, you know, if you do want to perhaps have any continuance with fighting, you got to take this seriously, and I fear that he might not be.
Yeah, it's hard to discount any of that
seriously at all, but he's taking it lighter than he should.
I don't know. I've seen him I feel like he's taking it seriously. I just no, you know what? I think he's taking it seriously. I'm going to give him that. I think he's training hard. I'm sure he has good training partners.
No doubt he's training hard. What I mean though is that, like, is he here thinking that this is going to be like perhaps a walk in the park? Is he here thinking that this is going to be easier than obviously my last 5 fights? Because the last 5 fights I've been going with are absolutely studs of fighters.
It absolutely should be easier.
Right, it should be, right? But is he thinking of it too lightly is what I mean. I mean, I know that he's putting in the work physically, but, you know, I'm going to let the guru speak because...
Well,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Guru.
And I don't want to speak so much. I have a question. You asked earlier, what's the perception of Conor McGregor? What I want to know is...
Where do you... We were about to say the exact same shit.
What's the perception of Jake Paul? Because on the surface, he is a truly controversial character with like multiple sides, and more than I've seen with a lot of other characters, because he's a pretty hateable guy on the surface, but under that he's doing a lot of good things, voicing his concerns over fighter pay, making sure a lady like Amanda Serrano gets her shine she absolutely
deserves it. The real quote. Okay,
even Tyron Woodley, if this is his last fight and he gets slept, making sure Tyron Woodley gets a payday that's going to set him up for the rest of his life, that's still a positive in all of this. Jake Paul is having a positive effect on boxing, definitely on MMA. So there's 2 sides to his character. I can understand why you wouldn't like him, but I can understand why, you know, you see what he's doing behind the scenes when he's not
like a necessary evil almost.
Dude, yeah, Jake Paul.
That's a perfect way to describe it.
Paul has won me over. I'm admit it. I'll say it to everybody right here. He's won me over. He's won me over with what he's done with fighter pay and the bringing up the conversation. I think is so important. I talked about it with Clay Collar today. I've talked about it with other fighters as well, how fighter pay is important and how people, and here's the thing. It is one thing. It's like the guys at the top should absolutely be getting paid more than they are. It's ridiculous that this man with only 3 fights, not even fighting real fighters, is getting millions upon millions of dollars to make these fights. So between that and everything he's doing, and here's the thing that I'm realizing with Jake Paul more and more, he's just trolling. It's fun. And that's where Conor McGregor went wrong, right? When Conor McGregor was dope, he was still having fun. When he turned around and looked at Jeremy Stevens and said, who the fuck is that guy? That shit was hilarious. It was fun, and it was all fun-spirited. He all of a sudden changed to like he wanted to be mean or something. He was trying, because you know who Conor McGregor, Khabib said it best. Conor McGregor versus Cowboy Cerrone and versus Dustin last time is the real Conor McGregor. That's who Conor wants to be. Unfortunately for him, he feels as if he needs what is that Batman line? You see yourself be the hero long enough to turn into
a hero. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Dude, he's the villain now, and that's what he did. He bought into the fucking hype and he did it. But here's one thing I want to ask you guys, and I thought this is where you're going with this, but here's the funny thing. When Conor McGregor loses, we say, look at him. He's losing to the best guys in the sport. We ain't hating on him. He's still there, right? He's getting dominated. He's getting finished. It's not close. Tyron Woodley, at the same time, is losing to the best guys in the sport. Fucking Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington, Gilbert Burns. Why isn't he getting the same pass? Because here's the thing. At least he's making it to the final bell. Conor's not.
He's not a draw like McGregor is. And
okay, exactly. But here's the thing. I make that argument.
In MMA, a lot of times I find that they respect the knockout a lot more. They respect the guy that's going to put it out there. Almost, they respect Tyron's performance against Vicente Luque more than they do against standing there against Gilbert Burns. But Conor McGregor, you take that aside. Like Conor McGregor is just a draw. He's a captivating figure in the sport.
He's the greatest draw in arguably combat sports history behind Mike Tyson. He's that big of a draw at this point in time, and the pay-per-view numbers solidify that. You know what I'm saying? He is a huge draw.
I think to your point, you just look at it and you say, Dana looks at them and said, where can I make the most money, the most bang for my buck? How can I promote the fighter alongside of them?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely correct. And I just want to bring that up for that reason. You know what I mean? Because it was just one of those, when you think about it, he's also losing to the best in the sport. And the same way that, and the reason I say it is for the Conor McGregor fans, because you hit it on the head. It's because he's a draw. We have to start looking at his skill set in the exact same way that we look at Tyron Woodley. He's obviously deteriorating to an extent. Call a spade a spade. That's my only thing. Call a spade with Buddy, and I understand. Here's the thing about Conor also, and I feel I've said this before. It's almost like a quarterback in football, right? He gets way too much credit when they win. He gets way too much blame when they lose. It's the same type of shit like that. He is such a polarizing figure. He is the most overrated and underrated fighter at the exact same time, and it sucks for him but he's made himself that polarizing. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really nuts when you're doing that. Gentlemen, before we get us out of here, let's talk about this. We have some boxing coming up, and I'm not talking about Oscar De La Hoya versus Vitor Belfort, which is a fight still coming up.
They're going to come out on strings, I'm telling you.
We're going to talk about 4 belts.
So, Guru, I'm gonna let you talk about this for a second, because we are talking about one of my favorite fighters. We're talking about Jermell Charlo, and this is what I do want to ask. I'm gonna throw it to you, but at first, Jermell Charlo. He's about to fight for the 4th belt. He's trying to be a unified, undisputed champion at 154.
Two. That's a special number, because this is the 2nd undisputed fight of 2021. Undisputed fights, as we all know, because of the way boxing is with a governing body and fractures the sport, undisputed fights just are not common. So to have 2 in a year, really in such close proximity, is just a gift to the fans. Now, we have a really, really exciting matchup this weekend. We have, we're fans of the Charlo brothers, the lighter Charlo, Jermell Charlo, the 154-pound champion. He has the, let's see, what belts does he have right now? Serg,
all of them.
He has the WBA, WBC, and the IBF belt at the moment.
The ones that matter.
Brian Castano has the WBO belt. They will be fighting for the Undisputed Championship, and it's going to look like Jermell is the A side. The a large part of the promotional power is behind Jermell Charlo. But for me, this is very much so, maybe not a 50-50 fight, but a 60-40 fight in Jermell's favor. I think Brian Castano is a live dog. Brian Castano, a lot of people aren't as familiar with him, but he had a draw. He did not lose to Arislandi Lara. He had a draw with Arislandi Lara. He is a decorated amateur, beating guys like, hey, well, Jermell Charlo is pretty familiar with Errol Spence. He beat Errol Spence. He beat Sergey Derevchenko in the amateurs. He's a very formidable opponent. And my issue with Jermell Charlo, he's not a fighter without flaws. He's a fighter that's taking the relevant fights, but he does have some flaws. One of his big flaws to myself is that it is activity at times. He has a lot of power and he throws with bad intentions. He doesn't really do a lot of, taking power off his punches. Like, he's throwing with every shot with bad intentions. The other side of that is just a lack of activity at times. And so you can pile up rounds on him just with consistent activity. Guess who's going to do that? Brian,
like Tony Harrison.
Exactly. Well, I that's a controversial decision, but because Castano, and Castano, he's a fighter that's going to come. He's going to be in front of you all night, so he'll have a chance to land that power. And I think that's Jermell's advantage in the fight. However, he throws punches and bunches, and if he's consistent and he can take Jermell's power, he'll have an opportunity to stack up some rounds. And while I don't think he's capable of getting the knockout, I do think he's more than capable of getting stealing a decision here. So Jermell Charlo, as long as he's on his P's and Q's and he takes his opportunities to land that power, because we just know Castano will be there. That's the type of fighter he is, and he doesn't have the height or reach advantage. If he takes his opportunities, he should be good. Maybe even a late stoppage to become the first junior middleweight undisputed champion since. Oh man! Oh, what is the guy's name? Winky Wright.
Winky Wright. So we're real quick. I had to put him in here. My man Matt, it says, yes, Conor McGregor is a top 10 lightweight until his next loss. So I had to give him a shot. Like I said, we'll get him on next time. Much love to Matt. Matt, my brother, thank you so much for coming on, man. We definitely, and being, just a dope fucking dude. I appreciate you, my bro.
Matt's dope, man.
Yeah. But no, I think you're right. I can't, like I said, it is a similar thing. Like we all know we're all big Charlo fans here. And I can't wait for that one. That is the biggest fight of the weekend. Let me ask you guys both this. Nick, I'm going to ask you on the MMA end. B, I'm going to ask you on the boxing end. Nick, I'm going to start with you. Okay. Excitement. What fight coming up are you most excited about?
Fuck, there's so many. It's actually, I'll tell you the reason, one that I'm actually excited for is, and it's not one that everybody would be like, oh my God, yeah, that one is actually Jared Cannonier versus Kelvin Gastelum. And the reason why is because I actually might be in Vegas that weekend. So this would actually, so that would actually, or that weekend, not this weekend, that weekend. So that's the one that I'm actually trying to like, and it's so funny, it'd be my first UFC event ever and everything like that. And I'm just happy that it's going to be at a time where, like I said, that we're back to normal. We're not limited to. I'm vaccinated, so I'm chill as fuck. I don't care anymore. So
don't drink too much.
Yeah, exactly. What's that?
Don't drink too much.
No. I don't really drink anyway. So I honestly I just want to really absorb it and just be there and everything. But there's a lot to look forward to. We have a couple of fights that are coming up next. None that are coming to the top of my head for some reason, but there's just so many. I know Valentina's coming back. I know that Valentina versus Lauren Murphy.
Versus anybody. I don't care who she fights. I'm not interested in Valentina fighting anybody until she either fights Amanda Nunes again or some dude at flyweight. That's the only people that have an opportunity to beat her. Otherwise, and she scuffs most of the dudes at flyweight too.
Even then, she probably scuffed them too. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say.
Whoops, that she is. I'm gonna say right. One of my all-time, top 5 favorite fighters of all time, Valentina Shevchenko. She does everything perfectly. Her technique is beautiful to watch. Power in both hands, feet, everything. It's amazing. She's a beast. B, before we get us out here, I'm going over the damn. I don't care if I'm going over an hour. I'll do it real quick. Do it. I don't care. I'm doing this shit. 300. Talking that shit. I don't care. B, what fight are you most looking forward to on the boxing end, and I'm gonna tell y'all what fight on both ends I'm looking forward to.
Boxing, it's difficult. You know, earlier this week, or maybe it was last week, I probably would have said Fury versus Wilder. I think that's a really, really captivating matchup. Any fight that Wilder's in is going to be interesting because he has that one punch ability, and even the thought of Wilder coming back and being able to knock out Fury is crazy. And you know, there are some rumors on, you know, Bob Arum came out, said everybody's vaccinated. Now they're walking it back. Okay, Fury only had one shot. Some rumors are going around that maybe Fury wasn't ready. You know, Fury has these.
He does look like a bag of mashed potatoes.
He has, as he has always, but he has an instant. He's done this before.
Body shame, bro. Body shame.
He won a huge fight against Klitschko. Klitschko never got his rematch. Tyson Fury pulls out. He spirals. Now he's coming back for his rematch. He pulled out the fight. Rumors coming out that your boy Serge beat him up in camp. That's a rumor. That is a strong rumor. But there are rumors. You know what I'm talking about?
You talking about my boy Jay, the big baby? Yeah, the real big baby. Yeah, dude, can you finally give me some respect put some respect on my man's name?
If that's
you've been not putting respect on my man's name, Jared Allen, whatever the hell his name. My man is a beast.
Jared Anderson.
I almost called him Jared Allen. Jared Anderson is a monster. Okay, big baby is a beast. I've been telling you, and you know what? He's the best heavyweight coming out of the U.S. in fucking years.
So I would have said that. I have a super high level of excitement for this week, and I think that's a great matchup stylistically. We have an opportunity to see not only an undisputed fight, but a truly classic matchup. Like it should be a treat for fans. But I mean, just personally, I'm just so fucking Canelo heavy at this point. Like I don't give a fuck what fight he makes. He has so many options to make. If he goes plant, it's another undisputed fight. Huge fight. If he gets wild and goes better Biev, if he fights Triple G, if he fights Bivol, he can literally do anything he wants. These are all huge matchups that you cannot miss. That you wouldn't say, "Hey, Canelo's ducking," because I don't think he's taking the right fighters at the right time. I mean, he can go anywhere. So Canelo's next fight,
he can fight Big Charlo if he wants to,
which seems to be September 18th. That's for me where I'm most excited. Wait. I take it back.
Go ahead. What's up? No, it's all good.
August 21st. Pacquiao and
that is you took my fight. Damn it! Why did you?
That's what I'm looking forward to. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm a big Canelo fan. All of that is true, but like Pacquiao and Errol Spence, give me that. Inject that in my veins.
That's the one for me. Okay, for boxing wise. Give me that Pac-Man Spence pack, okay?
Give me that.
Inject it directly into my shit, okay? I want that.
Yes,
dude.
That's Vegas. That's
in Vegas. Holy shit!
Oh my goodness! Hold on, gentlemen. Wait a minute. I didn't know I had more guests coming on today. I am shocked. I am surprised. But here's the mystic one, brother.
The hell we're talking about? What you got going on?
Where you been at?
What you got going on over here?
Better half of the Mystic Hour.
I am on location. I am working a bare knuckle event this week, so I was doing a bunch of hoopla over here. So it's working.
Hey, Nick, real quick, do me a favor. Move to your right, please. Yep, there we go. Cool. Brother, I appreciate you coming on. You know, I know you've been busy with your bare knuckle event and everything. Kudos to you and everything that you've been doing. Had some badass interviews recently as well, bro. Killing the fucking game. Like I said, the game needs them. I see it right there. Fam, I'm going to ask you this, okay? And I asked Nick, and this is what we're asking everybody right now. What fights are you most looking forward to in MMA right now? Coming up, what are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the whole UFC 266 card because that card is beyond stacked. From a fight that's happening 17 years later than it first did. And
that was the one I was going to say.
To Jariso Rosenstreich going against Curtis Blades. From Valentina going against her maybe toughest challenge, Lauren Murphy. Who knows what's going to happen there? it's going to be the toughest in that weight division. I don't know. And then, of course,
the toughest in that weight division is Uriah Faber. We all know it. That's her toughest challenge to date. Give her Davidson Figueiredo.
Give her Davidson. I don't know. There's so many things on that card. I'm looking forward to that whole entire card. But honestly, I'm looking forward to Woodley against Jake Paul. I'm going to be completely honest here. I'm very, very interested in that. Very. So check it out. You missed it. We absolutely spent like 20 minutes talking about that fight, and we're gonna jump back into it because I begrudgingly so. I'm excited. Like I even had to apologize to y'all, gentlemen. I'm excited. I'm sorry. B has switched sides on us. My man right here, the guru, is picking Jake Paul. Mystic. Is he on to something? He's on to something, and he's doing a lot of stuff for both sports, to be completely honest, and I'm not upset at it. He's proven some stuff. I know against not, high quality people, but we're going to get to see it big time when he goes against Tyron Woodley. It's going to be very interesting.
It's going to be a real fight for him, man. It's going to be a real fight, and look, you just disappeared off the camera.
He said he had to jump.
Oh, okay. Well, here, let's do this just in case. Just when he comes back, we'll bring him back. But I feel the same way, and it's so interesting about that fight because, dude, I have become a fan of Jake Paul. What he's been able to do and the way he's promoted himself, the way he's been able to talk about fighter pay, and the way he's put his money where his mouth is, and is really doing like giving cash to to fighters. I thought that the CONOR piece was cringy. I didn't like it. I didn't like that he did that. I was like, you still wearing a necklace of somebody. So he does still cringe shit. But the fact that he gave it to Dustin, and now Dustin is taking that 100 racks and real quick, was CONOR supposed to give Dustin $100,000 before? Was that what that was? It was supposed to be 500.
No, he was supposed to give him $500,000, but
$500,000
another foundation in
the Boys and Girls Club down there.
He still did it in the city, but just not Dustin, obviously for a specific reason.
Right. And so, but I think it's interesting that now that CONOR piece is going to be auctioned off for at least $100,000, which is amazing. It's still going to charity. It's still going to a good thing. So salute to them for all that shit. So he's doing some good shit, and it's begrudgingly so. I'm excited about it. But look, I got my MMA guys here, so I'm going to ask this one. Have y'all seen Rampage about to fight Shannon Briggs?
Listen, Rampage has been wanting to box for a very long time. Even when he was champion, he always talked about, I want to get in there. I want to box. I'm tired of all these wrestlers. I want to box. I just want to throw these hands. Listen, all these guys are getting to do this shit. Why not let Rampage get into it with Shannon Briggs? And Shannon's been talking his mouth off for the longest time. He's going to box this person, fight this person. And he hasn't done it. I want to see it.
No, yeah, I want to see it. I was just watching. They had an IG live together. Dog, pure comedy. Them dudes need a podcast together. I swear. After they fight each other, I want a podcast, the Rampage and the Champ. Okay, like that's what I want. Like it would be incredible. Rampage, Shannon Briggs. I just named y'all show. Get at me. I got this. Okay, Rampage and the Champ. It'd be amazing.
Let's go, Champ.
Let's go, Champ. But there's so many interesting fights now, and I was so against these crossover fights until all of a sudden, look, there's a legitimate lane for it. And I want to get y'all thoughts out of the ones coming up. Let's rank them before we get out of here. Let's rank them in order. We have obviously Jake Paul and Woodley, but we got De La Hoya versus Vitor. We have Rampage and Shannon Briggs. Are there any other ones out there that we should be kind of paying attention to, or is that it right now?
Not that I know.
I do like the Vitor against
I do too.
Oscar De La Hoya for sure.
I like that fight too.
It's taken forever. That's taken such a long time, and I only like that fight.
Politics of boxing, bro.
I feel like Vitor can go in there and give MMA a point for freaking one time. But you know what? Anderson Silva did that already.
Oh, Anderson.
Yeah, he
We're
did.
forgetting about that. I want to see Anderson Silva against Roy Jones Jr. That's what I want to see.
You know what? I would have argued that point at one point in time. Not anymore. I want to see that fight.
No gentleman's agreement either. No exhibition. Hitting to the face. Straight up boxing. 10 rounds.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I think that would be amazing to see. And dog, we're starting to get a lane with these dudes. It's so fucking dope to see. I'm loving every aspect of it. And it's super dope. Real quick, before we get us out of here, Darnell, bro, let us know about this bare knuckle event, man.
Hey, BYB Bare Knuckle is live Friday at the Hard Rock Live. Get your tickets. They're still available. We got a good card, good main card. We got former UFC fighter Wild L. Watson on the card, as well as Aaron Tohill. There's a lot of people on that card. It's going to be fun. If you guys want to check that out, the link, I forgot. There's a link for it. I'll put it somewhere on my page, but you might see me, you might not, but just know I'm putting that shit together. I'm making sure those fighters get out there healthy. And Serge, of course, want to tell you congratulations, 300 on the show. Made it to 300. Hopefully one day I can get to that number. That is a far beyond me. But hey, you made it, brother. Congrats on that. I hope to 1,000 more shows.
Absolutely. Well, dude, thank you. And like I said, like I told Nick, and like I said at the beginning of the show, I want to thank you. I want to thank, all of you guys. It's amazing how we none of us have met in person, but you guys are some of my best friends in the world. You know what I'm saying? I've been able to really grow friendships through this and have amazing conversation and meet amazing people, in this. You guys have both been a part of my journey, and I know we will all continue to be a part of each other's journey here going forward. I want to thank you both so much for being a part of this with me, and it has just been so fun getting to know you guys and just doing this shit together. It's been amazing. Yeah, so thank you guys, man.
You already know, man. We always here. Baby.
Yes, sir. Well, check it out.
Super fun.
Check it out. That's about all the time we're gonna do for the day, man, because it's been a fucking blast. Everybody who's joined the show today, the First Lady of the Fight Pod, Tosh, thank you for coming on. Tosh is on the show today, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yo, she was on the show today, so she kicked it up. We had Tosh.
You had to make it special, huh?
You know what I'm saying? Our boy Matty Fox, B-Cam, the Guru, Nick, Mystic, gentlemen, everybody, thank you so much. Here's the 300. Here's the 300 more. We'll see y'all next time right here on The Fight